You know, Mega Fighter, the thing that I think that this podcast is missing is tension.
Tension?
Tension. Like so I've decided to implement a ticking clock as a narrative device for this
Oh,
episode of WRASSLEBOYS.
no.
I didn't go to the bathroom.
Oh, fuck.
So I'm gonna do this whole episode while having to poop.
Oh, dear God.
By the way, we didn't introduce ourselves last time.
Oh, yeah, we did not. I thought we had.
No, we
That's
didn't.
right.
I'm Alli.
So that's Alli, and I'm Mega Fighter.
This is WRASSLEBOYS.
I guess when you're 22 weeks into watching a podcast, or 22 weeks worth of episodes watching a podcast, plus
Plus pay-per-views and TNA.
and TNA and all that other stuff. I guess you don't really need like full introductions, but who knows? Maybe someone decided to join in.
No, I want to join halfway through.
Well, we're talking about the May 27th, 2002 episode of Raw
Yes, it is.
from the Skyreach Center in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
The world is full of sailors.
World is what?
The world, the bar that was WWF New York.
Okay, I thought you were quoting something.
No,
I forgot about the world just having a bunch of sailors in it.
I'm starting to think that this watching this episode was a mistake.
Oh man, what would make you think that though? Oh no.
Chris Benoit's back.
So yeah, because we're doing some shows from Alberta, from Canada,
Canada.
from Canada,
Where they constantly comment like, "Why is the sun not down yet?"
even though they're on the fucking West Coast.
Yeah. Deal with it.
But yeah, so I know we've talked about him before, but I didn't think we were gonna start off the episode with just Chris Benoit.
Yeah, and he's wearing a shirt, a black shirt.
And like they were making because this is his return to Raw after or his return to WB after injury.
He got a neck injury.
So he made the local news.
He was on a newspaper.
He was on a local Edmonton newspaper, but fucking.
We're not sure. We're not sure the protocol that we should approach this with.
When I think the protocol currently is Times New Roman size 15 all caps in bold. Oh no.
Oh no, Times New Roman.
Yes. Yeah, Jerry Lawler refers to Chris Benoit as front page news, and it's just like, oh my god. Oh no.
Just you wait. No.
And he's not actually back yet. He's not cleared to wrestle, I guess.
He's kinda back.
He's kinda back. He's gonna be back next week. He's just here for the hometown pop.
I'm just here to make people from Canada watch.
Yeah. And I don't even remember the bulk of his promo on this.
He's back.
He's back.
But
Excuse me. And he calls out Eddie Guerrero.
yes. And Eddie Guerrero comes out, and they sort of confront each other a little bit of just I was the talented one that everyone was excited for in the Radicals. You were just some dude.
Yeah. They're teasing the possibility of Guerrero Benoit, which does sound pretty great. Except for everything that will happen in 5 years' time. God.
Yeah, that's gonna be floating over our heads.
Yeah.
Like a
Remember how I said
Bowflex
last
machine.
week's episode? Jesus Christ! Fuck. Anyway, remember how I said last week's last week when we talked about last week's Raw and SmackDown?
Yeah.
It was a pretty good it was a pretty good week of wrestling.
Yeah.
This is God taunting us for
Yeah.
last week's Raw and SmackDown.
So Eddie boasts that he took out Austin, and then tension happens, and then Ric Flair comes out. He says that
just keep coming.
He says that starting fights is a Canadian stereotype, which aren't most hockey teams American. There's a couple Canadian hockey teams, I think.
Is it really a stereotype of Canadians? I've always known Canadians to be the opposite. They're known to be very polite.
Austin's not here again. Yay.
Austin's not here.
Is he in SmackDown?
Is he on SmackDown? Well, he he got hit with the bottle. Remember? Also, he's a bench now.
Yes.
Became a
Ric
bench
Flair's
and got hit
like,
with a bottle.
you can't be here. You're SmackDown. Get out.
We forgot that they drafted Benoit to SmackDown. He was a very early pick.
Yeah, he was like the 3rd pick, I think.
Yeah, he was like the 3rd overall pick, or like the 3rd pick for the first. He was 5th pick overall, and I think like 3rd for Smack.
So the Raw security kicks out Benoit.
Yeah, there's a lot of like him just kind of like peacocking with Flair.
Peacock.
Peacock. They won't let us do shots anymore.
They won't let us do screenshots anymore. Assholes. Bunch of fucking pieces of bitch.
Eddie throws a mic at some point, or I think something happens and Eddie drops a mic, and the sound of it falling was just something we'd never heard before.
I've heard a lot. Like when they throw the microphone, it goes like a psh sound.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I hadn't gotten used to it, or I hadn't heard it in a while. That sort of sound.
Yeah, that happened all the time.
Yeah, I think I'm more used to the. Maybe mics have gotten different in the
Maybe.
later years. Maybe.
I think it's because they're wireless.
We have the wonderful quote from Jerry Lawler. What did Benoit do wrong? Oh.
Yeah.
It's like really just time is teeing itself up for this joke every time.
Now watch this drive.
But we thankfully move on from the uncomfortableness of all of your favorites are either dead, canceled, or both to actually a tag match with very few problematic people in it.
Well, it was like a simultaneous double title match, mixed tag thing.
It was a mixed tag for the Women's and European Championship.
Trish and Spike Dudley versus Molly Holly and Willie Regal.
Yes.
And we got continuity because Molly talks about how Spike Dudley is a pervert.
Well, because they talk about how they used to date, because that was like the storyline before Mighty Molly was that Molly Holly was in that the Hollys and the Dudleys were in a feud, but Molly and Spike were like kind of like sweet on each other.
And then superheroes, yeah, that's how it works.
Superheroes happen.
Wrestling.
But yes, Molly says like, oh, Spike tried to put his hands on me, and William Regal, he is aghast at such a thing. He would not allow such dirty tactics.
Oh yeah, and Spike tried to get to second base, which apparently constitutes as grabbing stuff and kissing.
Yes.
And grabbing stuff.
That
like the boobies and the butt.
What in terms of relationships, what is a change up? Baseball joke.
Well, you got to signal to your catcher.
Yes.
And
I just completely threw you off, huh?
You throw a baseball in there.
Curveballed you.
All
right. This was a solid enough match. My notes on actual like spots are not great.
William Regal does cheat. He hits a knee trembler on Trish.
Yeah.
But Trish gets a roll up on Molly Holly and wins.
Yeah.
But she then knocks out a celebrating Trish with brass knuckles.
Yeah. I think, does Regal also hit power of the punch on Spike, or is it just the?
I think, I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah, I want to say that that happened. But then we cut to an interview with Stevie Richards, who's got a fucking Josuke pomp.
He's got a pompadour. I don't know what this hairstyle is.
It's really the only way we can describe it is he's got a big old pomp.
And he cuts a promo about how much he wants to cuddle Jazz.
Rodney Mack can relate.
Relatable. Jacqueline is confused and then kicks him in the shin.
Yeah. we get a mic shot. I think Jacqueline goes for the pin because Steve Richards is of course the hardcore champion. But then fucking Planestasiak runs in, throws her off, goes for the pin. Then we get Big Ball Man.
He's still here.
He's still here.
I didn't know he was here. A lot of the wrestlers in the last couple of months are just gone. But they still work there, but they're just gone.
I honestly have forgotten if Big Boss Man was even alive at this point.
Then Terry pins them, and then Stevie pins Terry. And then Stevie's champ again.
Yeah. Just a bunch of 24/7 nonsense. It's alright.
Yeah, it was just... I don't know, I don't mind it.
We get an argument with... We cut to the NWO.
Booker T now has official NWO trunks.
However, he feels that he should not have to come out to the NWO music.
He doesn't want to come out to NWO theme because he thinks that his theme is hype.
Yes. He wants his music nonstop.
Booker T wants to come out to the Kraftwerk and tell people if they can suck dick.
and if they can suck cock.
You can.
You can.
That's a very obscure video.
That's a very obscure reference, but
yes.
we always make that reference when we're watching the episodes. And I put down in my notes, well, I gotta make a mashup, which I did.
It wasn't that great.
It wasn't that great. I don't think I even posted it.
No.
But it was made in Rave DJ, so it was probably not that great.
They pull back a curtain and Goldust is like sitting in like a sink or a bathtub or something.
Yeah, he's in a bathtub of some kind.
And he's got the black and white face paint like he's Sting.
Yeah. He really wants to be in the NWO, and I don't know why not at this point.
I want to be in the NWO.
Like, is it any less dignified than you currently are, guys?
You guys are mid-carders now. Just, I don't know, go with it.
And then we cut to like Jonathan Coachman outside.
Jonathan Coachman, cold and alone, like a puppy left on the street.
I made a very like audible "aww" of like sympathy when I saw this. Like,
Coachman, Jonathan Coachman is sympathy in writing for me. I know he's supposed to be like a heel and like a weenie, and you're not supposed to like him.
He's supposed to be a heel. I think he's just supposed to be a complete weenie that like the faces make fun of, and it's okay.
Yeah, but like Coachman doesn't deserve that.
He's a hard-working man.
He's waiting on Stone Cold, who might be there, even though Ric Flair said he was benched.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck's with this weird segment where it's like he's looking for Austin or something.
I'm looking for Austin. He's waiting for good Austin.
Waiting for good Austin. Whatting for Godot. I don't know.
Booker T gets his theme tune, and the rest of the NWO comes out with like...
Yeah, Kane comes out.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah, Kane does come out, and then it's X-Pac.
Yes.
And it's Booker T and X-Pac versus the Hardys, and this match is tag team stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's a solid, enjoyable match.
Jeff gets tagged in, and then, like, someone gets stabbed to death in the crowd.
A woman gets murdered in the crowd, which is the prerequisite of a Hardy Boys match.
Yeah.
As the Hardys continue to beat every iteration of the NWO.
Well, actually, Jeff got pinned.
They actually got pinned. The NWO win the feud against the Hardys that they were having.
Booker T talks about how he wants to give these people what they want to see. The spin-a-rooney.
He does the spin-a-rooney.
X-Pac just sort of watches, and he's kind of confused, and you got to get on Booker T's vibe. Like, come on.
Come on, man.
It's a new world order.
Come on, do an X-a-rooney. Or a six-a-rooney, however you want to put it.
Not
a Pac-a-rooney, because that would be
an angry Geordie Rooney.
That would be an angry Geordie doing a spin-a-rooney.
I don't fuck right along. And then Bailey's just standing there like, why is he? What? Right along sucks. I'm gonna break dance now. I'm telling you,
Okay.
I'm a writer. No.
Right. Okay. I was trying to figure out why I put down only I get to abuse Trish Stratus. It's like, oh yeah, it was
Paul Heyman
Bubba
talks to Tony.
Tony. Jimmo? Was it? Oh
No,
no, it's
that is
Tony
not.
Garea. Tony Garea. That's right.
Yeah, and he
Curtis and
wants
Tony
to
Garea.
speak. He wants to speak to the lady. Hello, lady. Was it
And
Trish?
then it was Trish. He was trying to harass Trish. And then Bubba Dudley is in there and he fucking just gets up in Paul's face and is like, hell away from her. You stay away from her. Only I get to abuse Trish Stratus.
You talk too much.
Oh yeah, he does say you talk too much. Why did I put down I'm gonna flash Brock Lesnar?
Yes.
I know Bubba was like threatening Paul that he was going to like beat up Brock Lesnar. When did I turn it into him like wanting to show Brock his dick?
We watched this 3 days ago.
I know.
Tommy Dreamer is there in a "I do it till I'm raw" shirt. Classy.
It's right next to the.
And he's wearing the fucking he's wearing the fucking Genco jeans, the Genco jeans.
Genco jeans, yeah.
With the fucking big ass bell bottoms, and it looks kind of sad.
Yeah.
Then he's just like, I've been doing a lot of weird stuff lately, but oh hey, there's a hot dog. And then he goes over to the floor in the crowd, like, floor hot dog for me. And it's just like, you're defending these guys. You're defending this company and its actions. And they're like, and then I ate a hot dog off the floor.
Man, I get canceled for eating a hot dog off the floor.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell, liberals? Jesus Christ.
My God, Tommy Dreamer.
I wrote in my notes, man, I am not enjoying myself.
I put down, man, this episode was a mistake.
And speaking of mistakes, here comes The Undertaker.
I think that's part of why I wrote down that this episode was a mistake. It was also him eating the hot dog off the floor. But yeah, Undertaker's here to harass Tommy Dreamer. I don't know why he feels the need
It's
to
not
do
a
this.
feud. It's never brought up again. But Undertaker just he kind of plays nice with them at first. And we were just like, I didn't want to be out here tonight. And then we were just like, we know.
We know.
And, what drove you to be in this fucking Tommy Dreamer segment? And then he's just like, you want a title match against me, kid? And then Tommy Dreamer's like, sure. And then Undertaker's like,
No,
ha.
you don't get a title shot.
You don't get a title shot. Instead, I'm going to spit my snus into a cup.
He's spitting tobacco spit. He has a tobacco spit cup. And he spits more tobacco into it before telling Tommy Dreamer to drink it.
Yeah.
And
Welcome to the reoccurring gag, things you can't do after COVID.
Yes. And
I don't know if it was like worked tobacco spit or shoot tobacco spit, but honestly, knowing The Undertaker, it's real tobacco spit.
It's probably shoot. I don't know. I don't really care. I know Dreamer at first was hesitant to drink it, but it's like, Dreamer, you drank Barbicide last week.
And then he's like, oh, hey, that's pretty good. And then Undertaker punches him.
I was not even paying attention to the segment. I was just looking at a picture of a cat.
It was a cute cat.
It was a cute cat, and it was very important that I'd look at it and not Tommy Dreamer drinking tobacco chew.
This was a segment for an audience of one guy.
I think I put this down preemptively as the Y segment. Because I just genuinely didn't think that anything else was going to was going to top that.
Then he gets slowly beaten up by The Undertaker and whatever.
Yeah. And
Paul Heyman's using the threats Bubba did against him to hype up Brock in the back.
Yeah. JR brings up a good point. Why is Undertaker doing this? You'd think that Undertaker would have better things to do with his time as WWE Undisputed
Are you
Champion.
bored? You're the World Heavyweight Champion.
Don't you have like people to fight, or maybe you could just do like a bike run across country, go to
I
some
don't know.
bars,
Go get high. Go get hit
get
by a
high,
train. Something productive.
be productive. Holy shit! You have no patience for Biker Taker, it seems.
I fucking hate this gimmick, and I don't care what anyone says when he comes out and fucking like Michael Cole's like, look at this big bully. I just want to fucking, I want to shit into my own mouth. I I just do not care. I want to distract myself in any way.
Yeah.
It's bad, and I hate it. Big Evil is fucking stupid.
Yes. Let's move on to Brock Lesnar versus Bubba Ray Dudley.
In a surprisingly competitive match.
Surprisingly competitive. Bubba gets a good amount of offenses. He does get to dance on him.
He does dance on him.
Brock still wins it, but it was actually a lot closer. I think this is the first time he straight won with the F5 too.
Yeah, they weren't sure what his finisher was.
They were doing the triple power bomb for a while, but I think they thought that took too long and had a lot more setup.
Coach is still sad and still outside.
Why do I have on here, oh dear, this fucking Raw? Was this when he was interviewing Raven?
He was interviewing Raven.
Yeah! He went to ask Raven about, like, Austin or something?
He starts
Or
talking
Deborah?
about that Austin isn't here due to a family emergency, and something involving Stone Cold's treatment of Deborah, and how Stone Cold is a flawed character and he's struggling, and something about Deborah again, and I'm just like, reverse. Get out of here, guys. No.
Yeah, no. God, this is not a comfortable Raw to watch. And I know I made that one joke way back that I didn't want repeated on episode 10. I still feel really bad about that and want to apologize. That was a very thoughtless joke on my part. What? He doesn't remember.
No, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember everything. I just pretend I forget.
Right.
I pretend I forget because it makes it hard to remember. But I always remember what I did.
But yeah. So yeah. Domestic violence is not funny, and I should not have treated it as a joke.
Okay, I'm gonna actually break character for a second.
Yeah.
Everything I say on this podcast is a shit post. Like, most of the things I say that are terrible or get a reaction out of somebody, I don't actually mean it. I just think I want to see how Mega Fighter reacts to this, and I'll say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't actually encourage domestic violence or the fact that Chris Benoit murdered his fucking family. I do not. No fucking way.
No, we are.
No way.
This is a moment of we're being serious.
It's just I'm edgier than Mega Fighter. That's all.
Yeah.
Look, kids. Don't be like me. I'm not a role model.
Yeah. And also, sometimes it's okay to just apologize when you feel like you said something hurtful.
Yeah.
It's not
Deborah. No.
Shut up.
No, sorry.
How dare you? It's not kowtowing to peer pressure or cancel culture. It's just I felt really guilty about the joke. I didn't want it repeated, and I am trying to be better about what I say on the show.
Didn't I say the joke?
You said the joke to annoy me.
Yes.
And it annoyed me in more ways than one. But yes. Anyway.
Yeah, just I don't know. This podcast isn't for kids. And
podcast isn't for kids, and we're not trying to be assholes all the time.
And if a joke upsets you, it's okay. If it upsets you,
it's that you're valid and we're sorry.
It's valid, and my bad.
Let's move on from the uncomfortable topic of just bat jokes and domestic abuse onto more comfortable subjects like Big Show versus Bradshaw.
That is a thing that happened. Big Show got done with that real quick.
Get in, get out before Paul's gotten gassed. Yeah.
He's got like a deep, like U singlet now.
Yeah. You were saying how sexy he was, and I didn't buy it because he had both straps on, but you were pointing out the deep U.
They're trying kind of hard to rehab the NWO, but I don't believe it.
Yeah. You need like wins against people that matter, I think. And right now that's not the Hardy Boys as much as we like them. And it's certainly not fucking Bradshaw.
Oh no.
Not at this point. Oh yeah. Speaking of rehabilitating the NWO, we get a backstage segment where X-Pac goes, NWO is back, man.
This is the NWO. This is what it is. This is the pinnacle of NWO.
You got some wins. We're a little far from the NWO is back, Waltman.
We back, baby. We got one win. Yeah.
We got 2 wins.
We got 2 wins.
2 wins.
This calls for blowjobs.
Kevin.
Oh, so you're bringing people in? No.
Anyway,
X-Pac, I don't want to be near you. Why did I write Ghostbusters in whiteface? Well, the alternative wasn't really great. I was going to be in blackface.
Because Goldust's thing. He was wearing the NWO paint, like you mentioned, where it's white face paint with like a black NWO on the side.
God, I put in snarky comments in here, but they wasn't referring to what was happening at the time. Yeah. So I just wrote, wouldn't be the first time, followed by, hey, I'm telling Kevin.
I feel like I should remember. This segment mostly slid off because I think it was just more of Goldust wants to be NWO. No.
Back at Sailor's World, Jake and Kenny King are having an arm wrestling contest.
Well, we got an arm wrestling contest with the two groups of finalists for Tough Enough 2. We're already at the finals of Tough Enough 2.
Yeah, Tough Enough 2 apparently only happens over like 2.5 months or so.
Yeah. Crazy how fast that went by.
Yeah. Was it just like a 12 episode season or something?
I don't like it. I'm gonna check, but
so
we got
future pro wrestler Kenny King and a guy named Jake.
Jake
with his Tyson Kidd ass hair.
Tyson Kidd ass looking hair. And we got Linda Miles and Jackie Gata, who would go on to be
Jackie Gata,
Equa and Mrs. Charlie Haas.
Yes.
Because let's be honest, that's better than referring to her as the one from that one Trish Stratus
that one really bad Trish Stratus match with didn't have Chris Nowinski in it.
It had Nowinski and Bradshaw too, yeah.
Here's a very interesting thing about Tough Enough Season 2. Jake and Kenny King didn't fucking win.
Yeah, so the Tough Enough 1 had a male and female winner.
That makes sense.
But here they just both Jackie and Linda won.
Did the female winner just not show up?
No, they were both there. It's just both women won.
No, I mean Season 1.
Season 1?
Who won Tough Enough Season 1?
Nydia.
Oh, yeah. Is Nydia already gone?
No, she just hasn't
debuted
yet. She's not debuting until next SmackDown.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Which leads credence to my theory that's coming up later. I'll talk about that theory later.
Yeah, RVD shows up and he talks about how he's got a ladder match tonight for the IC Championship. And Jake
doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. That is telling.
Nobody gets as high as RVD. Which
high as RVD.
Yeah, weed.
Yeah.
It's almost 420. We're getting there.
We're getting there. And then we have another backstage coachman out in the cold segment. But this time a car comes up.
A car
And it's
pulls
Howard
in.
Finkel.
It is Howard Finkel.
We almost couldn't tell because we didn't realize just how short.
We need to
Howard
go.
Finkel
We
was.
need to go. Coachman, we need to go. I don't know what he told Coachman. I just thought he needed to. Like, we need to go.
Austin or something. I've never noticed how short Howard Finkel is until he was standing next to Jonathan Coachman.
Well, he was supposed to be, like, next to Hulk Hogan and make Hulk Hogan look really big.
Yeah. But then we have a quick little Crash Holly versus Goldust match.
Goldust wins because quick.
Yeah. And then I think he gets beaten up by the NWO.
Yes.
Again. No, wait, no. They leave him alone. Kevin Nash jackknifes Crash Holly. Jerry Lawler says something about Goldust getting to second base with Crash Holly and King. I did not want to think about that.
As I've indicated earlier, touching and kissing.
Touching and kissing.
Very homophobic this week in WRASSLEBOYS.
Oh, we will talk about that.
Oh,
I think they.
Oh yeah.
I it around this time, but there is going to be a chant coming up.
Yeah, that's later.
That's later. That's SmackDown. But then we have the main event, WWE Intercontinental Title match.
Eddie's talking to. Actually, there's a short segment where Eddie's talking to Flair, sort of about like having a backup plan for his championship. And then like Flair's like, "Oh, I got a backup plan." And this is Eddie versus Rob Van Dam for the Intercontinental Championship match in a ladder match.
It's a ladder match.
Whoa.
But yeah, this is probably the only thing on this show worth watching.
So this match is really good and is like typically called like one of the better ladder matches, especially on free TV.
Yeah.
And it is. Like, I don't have much to comment on besides this match is very good. There's a fan that runs in at some point to knock Eddie Guerrero off a ladder.
Eddie recovers so quickly from that fucking
He punches him once and then just goes back to climbing the ladder.
No, not even just that. I mean, just the fact that he lands perfectly on his feet and then walks over to punch the guy.
Well, yeah, like, if he's not gonna... He doesn't want to bump if he doesn't have to. Like, if he pushes the ladder over, he's just sort of like, hey, fuck you.
Fuck you doing?
What the fuck you doing? Punch. And then the guy leaves. And then Chris Benoit's just kind of watching from the crowd.
He's got a ticket, I guess.
He's got a ticket. Because... And they explain later that Chris Benoit isn't back yet, so he can be on both shows or something.
I guess.
But he bought a ticket.
I didn't put it down in my notes. Chris Benoit approves. Morrigan disapproves. Just because he was clapping for something towards the end.
Also, aren't ticket purchases usually like closed by the time the event's running?
Usually.
Unless he bought a ticket off a fan, maybe?
Did he buy it from a scalper?
Does Chris Benoit support scalping? More at 11.
It almost sounded like Chills.
Number 15. Chris Benoit.
Does Chris Benoit support scalping?
Does Chris Benoit support scalping? Chris Benoit is a Canadian
professional wrestler
known for his crippler crossface and killing his family.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no. Oh, God.
I'm not a role model.
So, in other things Alli said that fucked me up.
What did I say?
What's the difference between a TLC and a regular ladder match?
Oh yeah, I was just sitting there because at some point Eddie starts hitting Rob Van Dam with a chair and he introduces chairs into the match. And then I just sort of like quietly mused in my post-work haze. What's the difference between a ladder match and a TLC match if you can hit people with a chair in a ladder match?
And I had no answer for this, and I was just like, man, you just fucked me up, dude. Like, I was not ready for this kind of an existential dread of, like, trying to figure out what is the difference.
And the fact that King will not stop calling him Latino Heat. He's
he will not.
Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yeah, there were like two different aprons on the ring.
Yeah, there were two
When they were
aprons. I think
filming
they
it.
might have filmed like a heat or something earlier.
Yeah, because there's like a Raw apron and there's a WWE apron.
Yeah,
Very nice.
that would make sense. They're like, oh, you can't have a Raw apron during heat. Like,
Why
what's
did I
wrong?
put that? I think JR mentioned also that this isn't Sports Center or something, and I was just like, why would I think this was Sports Center? I'm watching TNN, aren't I?
Yeah, Sports Center's not on the Nashville network.
No, or the National Network, as I believe it was called at this point.
I don't know. It was just
Uh,
TNN to me.
yeah. RVD wins the match.
Pretty sick.
Pretty sick.
This match
Then
is
Austin
pretty
comes out.
sick.
This
Austin
match, yeah.
Austin comes out, beats up Eddie for hitting him with a beer last week. Ric Flair comes out, gets his ass kicked. Benoit runs in. Surprise, he's friends with Eddie Guerrero and attacks
He
Stone Cold.
attacks Austin. He was in cahoots.
They were in cahoots, which you did point out. They did not lay hands on each other. They just took their shirts off and
In the
stared.
opening segment with Eddie, Benoit, and Flair, Benoit does not put his hands on either Flair or Eddie, and they don't do the same in kind. So that's actually really nice, like subtle foreshadowing that they're going to be like attacking him later on because there was nothing that indicated it.
Correct.
But it's like, oh shit, that's why they didn't attack each other because they were already working together. Never.
This Raw was very uncomfortable. Main event was very good.
The only thing really worth watching is the main event. If you can get past the hurdle of Benoit's there,
Yeah,
then you'll be able to enjoy the show.
absolutely. Thirst count is like 2.
The first, yeah, Jerry Lawler is very restrained on this episode, but nowhere near as restrained as Taz was on SmackDown, and that's a transition.
SmackDown, woo! No.
We are here, May 30th, 2002, coming from the Pengrove Saddle Dome in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
After an extended Hulk Hogan like flashback sequence to last week, we get the fact that Kurt Angle's matchup screen is wearing a wig, and I think that's amazing.
That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
We open up with a match on SmackDown. It is the WWE Tag Titles, Rikishi and Rico versus Billy and Chuck.
Yeah, in a like pretty solid tag team match considering the premise of like Rikishi's on his own against one guy who doesn't want to be in a tag team with him and 2 guys who want the tag team titles back.
Yeah. You did point out the nice touch that they didn't cut, like, because Rikishi came out separately from Rico.
Well, they had
So
the same theme song, but they had different Titantrons. Like Rico's is like purple, and Billy and Chuck's is red. And they kept the song going, but they switched the Titantron out, and I like that. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was really because it would have been hilarious if they had cut the song and then just started it up again.
You
but I like
look so good to me.
Yeah. But yeah,
Billy and Chuck are still a pretty alright tag team.
it's still a pretty solid tag team. However, this is where we notice something. The crowd is chanting the F slur.
Oh yeah, homophobic Canada.
Homophobic Canada.
Didn't think that combo was going to happen tonight, but yeah, they were calling people the F word.
Calling Billy and Chuck the F word mainly. I think they were also targeting Rico, but
and Rikishi.
Rikishi.
No,
That slut.
That slutty Rikishi.
That slutty Yokozuna he is.
I do not think that's cool. Don't use the F word.
No, not at all. Especially because neither of them are gay. They're just a really good tag team.
They're just a very good tag team, and they
keep getting this idea that they're gay from.
They maxed out their social links.
Yeah. I remember this match being short, but I did like the finish to it.
I don't remember the finish because I was going to the bathroom.
The finish is that Rikishi super kicks Rico, and then he lands on either like Billy or Chuck, and they get the pin. So Rikishi and Rico keep, despite Rico's efforts to get the tag titles back to his boys.
Yes, and then we cut to a segment where Hulk Hogan is walking in with his Paul Phoenix from Tekken 3 jacket.
God, I forgot about this jacket. Yeah,
It's just got it's a leather jacket with like flames on it.
It's almost Bam Bam-esque.
Yeah, I don't know why he's wearing it.
I don't know either.
This damn Panasonic camera in the E thing. I don't get it. Even the deep voice guy who's doing all the bumpers, he was like, Stagger 2 and the Panasonic E. E. Just like,
no wonder Panasonic's suffering in the market.
No one remembers this. No one remembers this marketing campaign except me. I'm living in a fever dream.
I don't even know if you remember it. You just now know it exists. And all you can remember now is the fucking little person jumping out at Stacy Keibler with a camera.
So during the flashback bumper, we get a segment where Maven is in the back with Tori Wilson, I believe.
Tori Wilson, yes.
And she gives him a smooch.
Yeah.
In front of a big red door.
Good luck for his match against Christian coming up. But yes, this big red door with a little window, like the little rectangular
And
window.
as soon as they break apart from the kiss, Tajiri's peeking out the slotted window of the door, but he's not just peeking like a normal human would. He's gyrating back and forth in the doorway, and it's so absurd. And I couldn't fucking take a screenshot of it.
You wanted a screenshot of Secret Cuck Tajiri.
Secret Cuck Tajiri motorboating thin air, and I couldn't get it. So I had to go to Daily Motion, which had a rip from 2002, and it looks like shit, and it's not as funny. Peacock, I'm not recording the show. I'm taking a screenshot. Did you know I would have to take 24 screenshots every second for 1.5 hours to watch this show?
Yeah.
I'm not running a PowerPoint presentation. I'm taking a screenshot.
It's just one.
Half of my humor is taking screenshots of weird faces, and wrestling is 80% dudes making weird ass faces.
Man, the Good Faces bot must be pissed.
Oh, absolutely. I do not appreciate it. Peacock, we're paying you. Get your shit straight.
Do I have to buy your super premium edition to get actual screenshots again?
And then the line of the night as Maven walks away. Who will be the next Maven?
Okay. More important that we note with this though, not just who will be the next Maven. Why was there a door?
So, I would describe it as an alcove of okay, so they're in front of a doorway, and the doorway has a red door, and then as Maven walks away to the side, and they're like, who's gonna be the next Maven? They reveal that it's not a closed room, and
the kind of walks out from this opening.
The door it's like a walk-in closet of just he just walks out the side. And it's what's the point of the door?
Why was there a door? What's the point?
Where does it go? Does it close? There's nothing closing. It's just like a little place you can hide in, but there's a door there.
It's like you were making a room in House Flipper, but you just kind of stopped.
You left it at the third wall, and you were just like, I'm good.
Jeez. But yes, now we have Christian versus Maven, and who will be the next Maven?
Will it be Christian, or will it be Maven?
I don't know. I'm thinking Maven has great chances.
Tajiri kicks Maven in the head in a very short match, and then gets hit with the unprettier.
Yeah.
Christian wins.
He
does get his pyro though, so hey,
he
the
does
little
get that golden shower.
the little victories.
Oh, I thought. Oh, you were talking about Maven's pyro.
No, Christian.
No, Kristen. Oh yeah, the golden shower that Taz likes.
Golden shower.
And then we cut to Vince McMahon backstage.
He's on a phone.
Yes, but a woman comes in and starts talking about she's a paralegal.
I'm in paralegal. My name's
She's
Dawn Marie.
Dawn Marie from ECW.
Yeah.
She's here now.
Yeah, this is slightly before she got her implants, I can tell. She looks better this way, honestly.
Before she fucked Tori Wilson's dad to death.
Okay.
That was the angle. Al Wilson.
Right. Anyway, Vince starts being weird until Chris Jericho saves the day in a very weird reoccurring segment of like Chris Jericho will stop Vince McMahon from being a weird, gross, like, sex man.
Chris Jericho has managed to consistently cuck Vince for weeks. It's impressive.
But you know what? I'll take it.
I'll take
I
it.
don't want to see old man ass or like.
I don't want to see.
I don't want to see this old man kiss a 23-year-old woman.
Dawn Marie is most likely old enough to be Vince's daughter at this point.
Yeah.
So, we don't want to see that ever.
So, Mega Fighter, it's a return of a very popular thing with you. We got a 2000s alert.
Holy shit, it has been... We didn't get a single one all week last week. But yeah, we got a 2000s alert.
Because the rule for 2000s alert is no repeats. So, you can't do something we saw already.
Like Final Fantasy X or whatever. We already saw that. But we do get Undercover Brother.
I rented that from a Blockbuster.
I remember seeing like parts of it on like Comedy Central back in the day.
And this breaks the curse of WWE promoting shit movies. Because this one I would describe as somewhat liked.
It is a
people
on Rotten Tomatoes.
People moderately enjoyed it.
It did not make its money back in the box office. But
there's this segment that I keep thinking of every time I think about it, when the main character, the undercover brother per se, is doing like a spin in his car, and he's got like a drink from 7-Eleven, and it's not spilling because he's so good at driving. I know. It's a pretty funny movie. I recommend it if you want just sort of like a goofy 90-minute movie that kind of has the blaxploitation prestige, but I could probably watch it with people and not have to like pause and then quietly explain things to them.
Yeah.
So hey, Undercover Brother.
Undercover Brother. You know, it probably made back the rest of its budget in home video sales.
Jericho versus Farouk. Oh, it didn't make any fucking money, yeah.
Yeah, it underperformed.
It got a sequel in 2019.
Oh, that doesn't sound good at all. That
with
sounds like
a different guy.
Yeah, that's a problem right there. I don't remember much of this match.
Jericho wins after getting his ass beat for like most of the match because he removes the turnbuckle and goes for the turnbuckle bonk and roll up combination. And then when Jericho rolls out of the ring, he goes, "I'm king of the world."
King of the world.
Now Devon in a bathroom.
We got Devon in the showers with Lance Storm. So Lance Storm comes to speak with Brother Devon because he has to confess a sin.
I have sinned.
Gravest sin. Worse than adultery. Worse than blasphemy. Worse than anything. He's West Canadian.
I think that's hilarious because they're just trying to make sure he doesn't get hometown heat. Or like
they know he's going to get pops from the Canadians.
They're just like, ooh, Lance Storm.
He ain't getting heel heat unless he renounces his Canadian heritage. And you can tell they're pissed. They are booing him, and that is not piped in at all.
After that, we get a Hulk Hogan interview. Or as the interviewee says, what's his name? Like Kevin Kelly?
Kevin Kelly, yeah.
Hulk. Hulk swears at some point that he will retire honest to God, he'll absolutely he'll absolutely retire. He swears, just not now.
Yes.
And then Vince just sort of shouts "what" from off screen, and then he's just like, "You're gonna what?" And then while Vince is like chastising Hogan, he kind of gives a hand wave, and then Kurt Angle attacks him from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, I think Michael Cole goes, "What?" But he says it in a really high pitch, like,
What?
What? It's like, holy shit, that was really high pitched, Cole. Snacker2.com is still up.
Yep.
Which I guess shouldn't be a surprise because they still sell it.
I wonder if it's like that fat burning energy drink I tried once that says it like burns your insides.
Oh, no, I think that's a different thing.
Stacker 2 might have been the innovator.
Yeah. I remember you talking about that, and I just fucking looked up and posted gifs from it was from some horror movie. It was like Slaughter High. Slaughter High, that's what I was thinking of.
Yes, Slaughter High.
Because it was the scene where the guy's like guts explode out of him. Good movie.
Yes, it is a decent movie. Where was I? Oh yeah, Undertaker comes out.
Undertaker, because he's got a match against Randy Orton.
And he talks about how much he likes being in Canada. And it's such a great wrestling town. And he's gonna have a fair... He's gonna have a fair fight. And he's...
You can't just pander to the crowd, you fuck. You're the heel.
Out comes Randy Orton.
Out comes Randy Orton.
The lanky O.
Lanky O. He hasn't gotten any good music yet.
Yes. This match is okay. I like early Randy Orton offense because it's just a bunch of really basic moves that you can't fuck up. Like he's doing a drop kick and then a dive. And then he tries a roll up.
And they're feeling each other, Cole.
They're feeling each other, they're tickling. They
do another exposed turnbuckle spot.
Oh yeah, Undertaker says he's gonna fight fair, exposes the turnbuckle, immediately starts cheating, and then Orton gets a very close near fall with the fucking overdrive. Oh my god.
Motherfucker. You son of a bitch.
You are not getting MVP for the rest of this year.
No MVP, no underrated. You don't deserve it.
Sorry, Randy, you ain't getting it.
Don't do the fucking overdrive in this house.
Randy takes a chokeslam, loses, and then Undertaker beats him down with a chair because he's frustrated that Orton fought back. And then here comes Triple H with a tank top.
Tank top Triple H.
I kind of like how Triple H looks here because he's kind of... I don't know what he did before he got here, but he looks really unkempt. Like his beard's like not trimmed, and like his hair's all fucked up and not wet like it normally is. And he's just wearing a fucking tank top, and he looks kind of cool actually. I don't know.
Yeah, he beats up Undertaker until Undertaker fucks off.
Yes. Triple H wants that title opportunity because fucking Undertaker's tomato canning, and he doesn't appreciate that shit.
Yeah.
Just like, you can't just be beating all these fucking losers.
Fight me.
Fight me. And then here comes the mystery segment with the Hurricane.
Yes.
As the Hurricane is trying to figure out the identity of the mysterious Beef Jerky.
Beef Jerky?
Beef Jerky. He had been leaving notes previous weeks. We just forgotten about that.
There was a gap. There was a 1 week gap where it didn't happen, and also we were gone for a couple months. So we forgot there was hints previously. Yeah, this is an ongoing storyline of the mysterious Beef Jerky.
Mysterious Beef Jerky.
So we got Tavo and Chajiri.
So it's we got a match: the Hurricane and Billy Kidman versus Tajiri and Chavo Guerrero.
Hey, Billy Kidman works here.
Hey, Billy Kidman works here, and we think his theme might be dubbed over.
It might be dubbed over. there's a certain sound that plays when certain wrestlers come out, where like the music audio is way too clean for the crowd.
Yeah.
Like it plays like fucking clearly over the crowd instead of being kind of like in the crowd.
Yeah.
And I've heard that with Maven's theme. I've heard that with Hulk Hogan's. Especially because when I was a kid, I remember it was Jimi Hendrix. He came out to Jimi Hendrix, and they don't want to pay the Jimi Hendrix estate. Fucking cheapos.
I think the reason they don't want, I think the reason they dubbed over Billy Kidman theme is because it's rapey.
There's a lot of things on the show that are rapey that they didn't cut.
That's true, but like it's about to get creepy.
Yeah.
When you wake up with your clothes off, feeling ashamed and so lost, it's like, holy shit, Billy Kidman.
So the hurricane gets distracted at some point. I don't remember the ending of this match.
I remember a few parts of the match. I do remember. First off, Chavo's not a junior anymore.
Yeah, he's just Chavo Guerrero.
Chavo Guerrero now.
What? What is that? Too much of a mouthful, fucking Vince? Do you use shorthand for everybody? Jesus Christ!
Christ, no wonder you're dropping everyone's surnames.
What are you just gonna? What is he just gonna show up next week as Pablo?
Or Chavo?
No, just Pablo.
Pablo.
Yeah, because he doesn't want any part of their real name.
Yeah. I remember Hurricane, like, he kind of had, like, Tajiri in a hold where he just started kind of humping his head into the turnbuckle. That's the only way I can describe it.
I'm sorry, I kind of zoned out a little bit when this part happened.
There was a use of the tarantula for double teaming, which was cool.
Cool.
Someone tried to powerbomb Billy Kidman, which doesn't work.
It doesn't.
I think Taz started accusing Michael Cole of liking beef jerky.
Oh.
So Michael Cole is beef jerky, I guess.
Is Michael Cole beef jerky?
Okay, but now we get the distraction finish where it's like, you know, there's a big, like, fucking sign to read or, like, a big thing.
It was like a paragraph and a half, and you had, like, 10 seconds to read it.
And then a picture showed up.
But in shorthand, beef jerky's showing up next week. And then they show a picture of, like, current hurricane with, like, a cut-off picture with someone with painted nails.
Yes.
And the weird part is, it's literally current hurricane, because Hurricane had a ponytail before this.
Yeah.
Before he switched to kind of like the spiky green short hair that he has now. So if this is someone from his past, it would have to be like someone from his immediate past.
It had to be Molly Holly.
Either that, or like they just took this picture like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, that's ancient history.
We had with the cut off hands, we made the joke that it was Yoshikage Kira. He's coming from the hurricane now.
Find me, Josuke.
You can't, he's on Raw.
I don't think that's the name. Beef Jerky is the name of the mysterious person, but I'm just going to call whoever it is. I'm calling them Beef Jerky.
That's just what we're going with.
Yes,
because that's the only clue we remember is that they apparently left a box of beef or a bag of beef jerky. It's like, okay, he's beef jerky now.
Beef jerky?
I'm gonna keep that beef jerky clip on this computer.
Yeah. Do we have any segments before Triple H versus Test?
No.
Okay, we just cut right into it.
Triple H versus Test. Lance Storm comes out pretty quickly with the distractions. Just trying to get Triple H off his game.
I like that they remembered that Test has immunity, so he can't be fired. It's weird.
Continuity? It's like it only comes back when it matters.
Which is to say, not at all.
Yeah, exactly.
They never use it for everything.
They never use it for shit.
Hunter does a flare flop. We get a lot of different run-ins. We get
Doesn't Taker run in and like Lance Storm also run in and
yeah.
There's like big boots and like big boots to the wrong people.
At one point, like I think Triple H froze Lance Storm at Test, which is great.
Yes.
But eventually, like after all the shenanigans, Test hits a big proper big boot to Triple H and gets the win.
Gets the win. It's a tainted finish, but our boy Test gets a fucking win against Triple H.
Fucking take the victories when you can.
Test leaves, and I immediately lose interest as Undertaker hits Triple H with a chair.
Yeah, and he just starts beating up Triple H. There's, of course, my favorite fucking thing, excessive bell ringing.
Oh yeah, the guy just being like, "Hey, cut it out. I'll ring until you stop. Hey, stop it."
While Undertaker cancels Triple H.
Yes, Triple H is officially a victim of cancel culture.
Cancel culture, of course, looks like Undertaker chokeslamming you.
Yes. So we get the cage lowering music, and Edge is in the back getting ready for his big match against Kurt Angle tonight. And Val Venus, I don't know what he... I don't remember what he even said. He's just like, hey...
Make Angle take off his wig.
Show Angle's balls. No.
Show me his balls.
Show me his balls. And then I remember Taz starts talking about like Tom Jones.
Yeah, which he had already brought up Tina Turner like earlier.
Yes.
So this is
it's just Taz trying to recall songs during the main event of Edge versus Kurt Angle in a steel cage. As everyone's making their entrance, they cut to the side where they have like a British flag hanging over the banner, and all of the hearts that aren't dead / relationship ruined with Vince McMahon.
Stu Hart.
Including Stu Hart, who had the most like 1,000-yard stare, like blank expression on his face, like someone just dragged him here against his will, and it's just like, let me die. Let me die, Hart family.
Please. I wish to die.
I don't want to be here. This sports entertainment stuff fucking sucks. He's just sitting in his wheelchair, just being like, I hate it here. I await death.
He would die a year later, so...
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can tell he was not...
He was just not having a good time.
Not having a good time with Stu Hart. Which is a shame, because this is a good match.
It is a very good match with Kurt Angle's hair desperately trying to stay on his head.
Yes. Taz would like to reiterate to us the fact that the steel cage is steel.
No, you see, the thing about the steel cage is, it's made of steel.
It's got steel bars, steel mesh, and there's steel steps outside steel.
It did provide a weird contrast when Kurt Angle ran Edge's head into several walls of the steel cage, and Taz is talking about steel in the most redundant way possible. And then, like, he gets Edge into a headlock, and blood just starts shooting out of his face.
Yeah. Edge does blade, and the blood actually flows very nice visually. Where usually you get like it all bleeds out in the mask, but here it kind of.
Well, what happens? What usually happens is like they bleed a lot, and then they just have a red head, and the wound closes.
Yeah, and the sweat dilution causes it to spread further.
Yeah.
But here's going down in like lines on his face.
Yeah, he did a really good job. I don't know.
Yeah.
He didn't go overboard, but he also didn't like play it safe. And I feel like that's really good for like storytelling purposes. You gotta balance it between like, dear God, I am absolutely concerned for your safety, and why did you even blade? You just got a little fucking thing on your head. What the hell?
Yeah, knock it off or walk it off.
This match is very good. There is some shenanigans which I don't appreciate.
We don't appreciate shenanigans, but this
Kurt Angle wins clean. He gets out of the cage, he celebrates, and then Hulk Hogan grabs him and tosses him back in after the longest ref bump in fucking existence.
Yeah. But there's a lot of good spots in here. We got like a fucking
there was like a top rope back suplex to Kurt Angle, and the fucking top rope spear, and like all these fucking cage spots, and it was sick. Also, they used the fucking like you can win via pin rule for the cage match, which I always like, and I think fuck the escape rule. That's such a coward move, like especially with your face. Who cares if you get out of a cage with your face?
Yeah. There was that nice top rope angle slam. That was sick.
Edge hit the angle slam in the angle lock.
But he got out. But Kurt got out of that. Man,
Kurt tried to escape again, and then Edge pushes him, and he gets crotched on the top of the cage door.
Nice. That's fun. Man, imagine tapping out to your own submission. You look like a real bitch.
I was gonna say, like, you know how to get out of your move. It's your move.
Yeah, Brett.
Is that the joke you were trying to make this whole time? I didn't get it.
Yeah, Bret Hart, because Bret Hart tapped out the screw job.
God damn it! I didn't know what you were talking. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Well, it wasn't originally a Bret joke, but then I realized because I remembered Stu Hart's in the crowd.
I want to go. Let me out of here. Who are these people?
But yeah, Edge hits the top rope spear, gets the win, and then Hogan. I think Hogan goes to beat up Kurt Angle some more, but
Hogan goes to beat up Kurt Angle some more, and Kurt Angle like eludes him and gets the fuck out of there with hair intact.
His hair is intact. That's right. Kurt was trying to pull the wig off of him, but he's like, nope, I got it still. It's mine. Kurt Angle escapes with hair intact, but we're going to play Hogan's music anyway to play us off.
Yay! There's probably going to be like a big 6-man tag after this that we're not going to see.
Probably. Not a great week in comparison.
It is literally a week consisting of 2 main events and then a bunch of shit you just want to delete from your brain.
You want to delete from your memory?
It serves no purpose or just makes you really uncomfortable.
By being less yikes, I feel like we're going to have to give it to SmackDown for better.
SmackDown is the better show this week.
Because it doesn't make you nearly as uncomfortable.
MVP, that's a big question right here because we were thinking about it. Like I would say we have 4 potential MVPs.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle, Edge, Eddie Guerrero, and Rob Van Dam. They all did very well.
Yeah, my go-to is usually Kurt, but you also gotta give credit to fucking Edge.
Edge brought it. I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah. Oof.
Kurt Angle's got enough. I feel like he can live with 1 week not being the MVP.
I'll give it to Edge. Underrated is another great question here. We got a lot of dudes that did really well.
The most important thing is people who we think never got what they deserved.
You know what? You're right. Kenny King.
You know what? Fuck it, Kenny King.
He didn't even get to win Tough Enough.
Dude, Kenny King would have been a sick U.S. champion. Or, like, put him in a tag team, and he would probably been really good in that tag team.
Yeah, put him with Mason.
The connection.
They got a connection. One segment is fairly obvious of Tommy Dreamer drinking tobacco spit. My God.
God, what a fucking... Oh, my God.
Terrible. In the Puppies versus Pigeons, Puppies wins with 2 versus Pigeons, nothing.
Yeah.
Nope.
Taz went no horny this week. I don't know if his wife made sweet love to him or if he got distracted by karaoke or beef jerky. But something got Taz focused enough to not talk about his penis.
Beef jerky?
So, good on him?
Yeah. I don't think we're going to be any closer to King of the Ring soon, but we are now wrapping up.
We are approaching King of the Ring, yes.
We are approaching King of the Ring. The next shows, I think. We got one more May. No, wait. I think we're done with the May shows, and now we're moving on into June, which is cool.
June A.
But yeah, watch the 2 main event matches.
Watch the 2 main event matches. Don't think about Chris Benoit. Don't watch anything involving The Undertaker.
Don't.
Ow.
As you'll know, you can find us on Twitter at WRASSLEBOYS.
Spotify with WRASSLEBOYS. Most other podcast places with WRASSLEBOYS. I'm going to update the iTunes link very soon.
And on his YouTube channel and at WRASSLEBOYSPod.
You can just search WRASSLEBOYS on Twitter. It'll come up. I mean, on YouTube, it'll come up.
Yeah. It'll take some time, but you can find it.
Yeah.
Man.
I think we're done here.
What do we say to end off WRASSLEBOYS?
I've been holding in poop for 70 minutes.
Okay, you go.